Hello, this is Uncle Russ. Welcome to this week's edition of Uncle Russ's Comic Talk. We're going to be talking about Superman, featured in Action Comics. And just a little bit later, we're going to take a look at some collected editions of the Muppets in comic book form. Stay tuned.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Ming Chen from AMZ's Comic Book Men, and this is a Lock 22 production.
And today we are featuring for sale issues of Action Comics featuring Superman from the early 1980s. A very interesting, very well done, and somewhat underrated era for the Man of Steel. This is issue 527, the newsstand edition from 1982, introducing Superman's newest and deadliest foe, Lord Satanus. Written by Marv Wolfman with artwork by Curt Swan and Frank Chiaramonte. Backup feature featuring Airwave and Aquaman. This is from the Julius Schwartz editorial era. All of these issues bear his stamp and benefit for it. This issue of Action Comics can be yours for $3.99. And we have here another issue of Action Comics, also a newsstand edition, featuring the work of Marv Wolfman and Curt Swan. Backup feature featuring Aquaman. This is Action Comics number 528, featuring Brainiac, Superman's first deadliest foe from the Silver Age of Comics. This can be yours for only $5.99. And here we have more Superman versus Brainiac action with a beautiful cover by George Perez and Dick Giordano. This is issue number 529, the newsstand edition, featuring the writing of Marv Wolfman, the artwork of the greatest Superman artist of all time, in my opinion, the late great Curt Swan, with inks by Dan Adkins. This is a bargain, only $4.99. And here we have the newsstand edition of Action Comics, issue number 533. Once again, with the work of Marv Wolfman, Curt Swan, Frank Chiaramonte, featuring a villainous group that was a dire threat to Metropolis known as the Hive. Backup feature with the Atom and Airwave. A great cover by Rich Buckler and Dick Giordano. This is a bargain this week, only $3.99. And another issue of Action Comics from the 80s. Marv Wolfman and Paul Kupperberg both worked on the story. Joe Staton on the pencils, whom you probably know best from his work on Green Lantern and his work on E-Man for Charlton Comics. And the inks by Sal Trapani. Backup feature featuring Aquaman. This one is a steal. This is only $2.99, the bargain of the week. Trapped in the past, defeated in the present. Does Superman have a future? Here is Action Comics number 537, featuring the return of Superman's 1980s foe, Lord Satanus, and his wife Cyrene. Backup feature with Aquaman. Also, this was November issue. All of the issues of DC that month featured a free 16-page Masters of the Universe comic strip inserted into the middle of the book. This is the second appearance of He-Man in DC Comics and his second appearance alongside Superman. This one's got a little bit of everything. Mike W. Barr wrote it, Irv Novick drew it, and John Calnan inked it. And it can be yours for $9.99. And 1983, probably my favorite era of the pre-crisis Superman books, because this is where Gil Kane came on and did a lot of stories and covers. Here you've got interior artwork and cover by Gil Kane. Marv Wolfman wrote the story. Action Comics number 541, $4.99. And here is a unique Action Comics cover, issue number 542, with a cover by Ed Hennigan and Dick Giordano. This one featuring the DC villain from television, movies, and comic books, Vandal Savage. Written by Marv Wolfman, pencils by Kurt Swan, and inks by Dave Hunt. This is a bargain this week for only $3.99. And continuing the ongoing threat of the master villain from the future, Vandal Savage, here is Action Comics number 552 with interior artwork and cover by the awesome Gil Kane. This one featuring the so-called forgotten heroes. These are the pre-Crisis on Infinite Earth versions of heroes from the 50s. Here you'll find Cave Carson, Congarilla. You'll find Suicide Squad, but not the Suicide Squad you know now. Amanda Waller's nowhere to be found. You'll find Animal Man, but not the Animal Man you know nowadays. He didn't even have a wife and kids at this point. You'll find Rip Hunter, Time Master. You will also find the Sea Devils, the Immortal Man, and the Dolphin, all featured here alongside Superman. This one is a real jam-packed fun issue. $4.99. And concluding that storyline featuring Superman and the so-called forgotten heroes of the DC Universe, this is Action Comics number 553, written by Marv Wolfman, also featuring cover and interior artwork by the awesome Gil Kane. This can be yours today for only $4.99. Hello again. As many of you know, Marvel Comics is wholly owned by Walt Disney Comics, which many see as a bad thing, some see as a good thing, but it does open up the possibility of Marvel being able to publish a whole lot of different licensed titles that they previously couldn't, like currently, for example, Star Wars. However, let's go back a few years. The Muppets, they were a popular comic book in the early 2000s in Marvel, ran 24 different issues. You will find those in this omnibus right here, The Muppets. This features the work of Roger Langridge, 24 issues. Statler and Waldorf even gave a summation of it, of a review of it. They said, Statler says this book isn't half bad. Waldorf says, nope, it's all bad. But actually, it's a lot of fun. It's very well written. It's funny. If you like the type of humor which you see on The Muppet Show, which I think goes back to the vaudeville format, you're definitely going to enjoy this. However, this is even better. How could the Muppet Babies be even better? Well, because of the work of Marie Severin and Stan Kay and Sid Jacobson. Marie Severin is a veteran of the comic book industry. Her art, she's best known for her work for Marvel, but she's done tons of work for EC Comics and other publishers in the past. This also features the work of both Stan Kay and Sid Jacobson, who were two of the top guys at Harvey Comics, who many of you remember. Harvey Comics made comic books for children. Richie Rich, Casper the Friendly Ghost, Wendy the Good Little Witch, etc. for many, many years. And from 1984 to 1988, Marvel Comics had their imprint of children's comic books known as Star Comics. This Muppet Babies comic book actually outlasted the imprint. They continued to be published after Star Comics was dropped and bore the Marvel Comics imprint through 1989. These are very well done. If you enjoy humorous comic strips, if you enjoy comic books that are written for kids and are able to appreciate the humor that you find in them that sometimes is aimed at adults that kids don't get, you'll find plenty of that in here too. This also features a reprint of the adaptation of the movie The Muppets Take Manhattan. This is the first appearance in comic book format of the Muppet Babies, long before the cartoon even started. Hopefully you will enjoy these if you get them. These are still in print, but believe it or not gigantic big sellers. This stuff is not going to sell as good as the superhero titles. Not that many collectors like myself specialize in this type of thing. However, I was able to find these online at a very cheap price. You can get these for anywhere from 20 to 40 bucks if you look for it. and well worth your time if you do so. This is Uncle Russ. I want to remind you to keep an eye on Lock 22 sellers in the month of July. We are going to be listing many new titles for sale. Lots of different kinds of comic books. We've got Image, we've got DC, we've got Marvel, we've got science fiction hardbacks and paperbacks. We have so much stuff, we're going to have to work full time to even get it all listed. And all at bargains. You can find Lock 22 sellers. There's a link in the description below this video. Also, please subscribe to Lock 22 Productions, where you'll get not only Uncle Russ's comic talk, but lots of other wonderful stuff too. We'll see you again next week. Have a good one. Hopefully you found something that you liked today. If you'd like to purchase any of these books, check for the links in the description below. There'll be more books for sale every week. Lock 22 sellers on eBay. Lock 22, have a good day. Lock